Trevor Musain, the current chapter president of the Delta Epsilon chapter of Phi Alpha Symphonia on campus. And I just want to let you all know that if you are a junior or if you're entering your junior or senior year next fall, all of you are eligible to apply for a $600 scholarship through the chapter. All you have to do is submit a YouTube video of you playing an unaccompanied solo through a link on our website, which is louisiana.symphonia.org, and you all should have received an email from Dr. Culp, I think earlier last week with that link. And if you want to get the scholarship, an extra $300 every semester next year, please, I would encourage you all to apply for it. It'd be very good to hear a lot of you apply for it, and hopefully give you some more money. And to maintain the scholarship, before I forget, you also have to have a 3.0 GPA this semester and for the next 2 semesters if you get the award. So, yes.
Is it only for instrumental?
No, anyone who is pursuing a degree in the School of Music at this university may apply, but you have to be entering your junior or senior semester as of next fall. Yes.
Awesome. Voice, that has to be unaccompanied as well?
I think so, yeah, because I did say unaccompanied, make it fair for everyone. Okay. Is that going to make it awkward for you all? Or?
We can't press a button and have a note come out, so.
True. Yes.
Does it count if you've been a senior for more than 2 years? Can you apply if you've been a senior for more than 2 years?
No, I believe it's only if you are you're eligible to enter that year, not if you've been in that year.
Okay.
Sorry. If anyone else has any questions, you can find me, or you can email us at pma.deltaepsilon@gmail.com, or just find a guy with this shirt, or find me, and I'll try to answer your question. And thank you very much.
Okay, one other quick reminder, today is the first day where if you got your cell phone out during class, Maddie's going to be around and you won't get credit for being in class today. So put your cell phones away. All right, thanks. Let's go ahead and welcome our presenters today. Good morning. I am Professor Sean Roy. For those of you who don't know me, I am one of the voice teachers and run the opera and the musical theater program. This is Dr. Judith Wong-Davy, who is our collaborative pianist for the School of Music. We did this one time, and it's been quite a number of years, so we thought it would be fun for the new people who don't know about this or aren't sure how to do all this to talk about it today. We notice our young performers come out here and perform and don't always have a good grasp on how to present themselves, how they enter the stage, how they bow, how they exit the stage. So that's what we're here for, to discuss stage deportment and proper technique. About that and just a few things to consider. Then after that, this is a two-parter. Dr. Wong-Davy is going to discuss about dealing with a collaborative pianist and learning how to present music, and she'll talk about that after we're finished with our first section. So what's important to know is that everybody in the audience is rooting for you and wants you to do well. That's first, right? Most of you don't sit in an audience and go, oh God, I hope this person fails when they walk out, right? But you have to make them want to welcome you and be happy that you're there. We start this by entering not like you take 5 years to come on stage. So you have to move rather briskly with energy, like you really want to be here. You really want to perform. You're excited about it, okay? 2 things, be careful when you have a wonderful pianist working with you. Some of you don't always have that, certain instruments. You play alone, I'm sorry. If you're alone up here, it's a sad place to be. Okay? But it's no nicer when you have somebody else to work with. So don't leave them in the dust either, right? Don't get so excited and fly out here and then it's like, oops, where's the other person behind me? You're a duo. You're performing together, okay? So kind of jointly decide how you're going to walk together. Come on. When you reach your spot, we're going to make believe there's a piano right here, rather than trees from Into the Woods. Okay? And then some of you have music stands, right? That you perform with. So we'll do both cases. Shall we walk? And clap until we are finished bowing. Thank you. Show us that you love us. Here we go. Great. So what did I do when I walked out?
Smile.
I looked excited and I connected with my audience. Did you see me looking at y'all? Like, thank you so much. I know I look great, okay? I know I know I'm beautiful. So thanks for clapping for me. Because if you walk out like this, nobody's going to be very interested in you because you're not sharing with them. So always kind of show them that I'm here, okay? Here I am. Okay? So you saw how I waited. I kind of corner my eye. I can see the pianist, and I waited, and then we bowed together. Okay? Don't just bow and then kind of, oh, that's right, you're here too. Okay? So keep thinking the collaborative effort. Keep putting that word in your head. Collaboration. It's not just about you. It's about everybody on the stage. Okay? So, we're done?
Assuming that we just finished collaborating on one art song, this is what we would do. So I finished.
Finish sing last note home, and she's finished. Y'all clap. So, just historically, it's a weird concept because there are many years where we go, well, gentlemen, of course, you let the lovely lady go in front of you, right? Not necessarily. This person in this position often leads out. Okay? Now, as a singer, we normally don't have music. We don't have a music stand. Sometimes we do. It just depends what we're doing. But if you're an instrumentalist and you have one of these, please do not bang your head on the stand when you bow. Clunk. Okay? So make sure you step outside. We've seen it. That's why we say these things. Okay? People hide behind the music stand. Don't hide. You're not here to hide. Okay? You're finished playing. Move out. If you're clarinet in your hand or whatever. Same thing and play.
In case if you're a violinist, sometimes the music stand right here. Okay, so you play and be sure as you take your bow, you do not block your pianist. So what you should do is to take a step to your right, like this, so that your pianist can stand up and be also facing the audience. Then you bow together. So oftentimes, this person only think about him or herself and then quickly bow, and then the pianist is still sitting and then be totally blocked. So that's not good either.
Yes, the stringed instruments, mostly the violins, I guess, and violas, are kind of a rare breed. They're kind of the only ones who stand somewhere else besides in the center of the stage.
We see some of the cellists also taking this position because that gives them a little better ensemble quality. So they would do this too. But that's easier for them because their instrument is a little lower and they can naturally move themselves on the side.
Now, normally on a daily basis, I don't look this amazing. Okay? I don't always dress like this. Yeah, I know it. Okay. So, all right. But I did it today on purpose because I wanted to say that, dress, I realize, I totally understand. I hear it from all my students. Yeah, but I don't want to have to wear that all day on campus and trudge around the campus in heels and stuff. but bring some other clothes in, okay? But make believe this is your chance. This is a great chance. That's why we have this class for y'all to do. Get up here, practice your art, practice it, and how you dress makes you feel so different. When you dress up, you feel like you own the world rather than looking like a slob. Okay? So think about that. When you perform in here, really think about how you're going to look. How are you going to dress? Okay? It makes you feel professional. I would say feel like you're dressing for a job interview or for an audition, rather than just kind of in your sneakers and your torn jeans. Okay? Which won't make you look as nice. Or it'll make you feel better if you're dressed up. Anything about the pianist? Huh?
Yeah. Any pianists here today? Okay. So, even if you do work with your friends, let's say in a church or some other venues, I think it's important for pianists for ladies especially, I'm not dressed today to perform, so I have my pants, but normally you would either have dressy pants very long or dress that's about this ankle length. Simply because when you sit down, if you're sitting at this angle, I can tell you, Mr. Roy and I have seen many, many times that if you're sitting there at that place, when you sit down, if the skirt is too short, it's not really looking too nice. You know what I mean? So we wanted to look decent, artistic. So it's best to wear a long dress. It's always a safe bet. That's the only thing.
I mean, often you'll see pianists in black just because it doesn't distract from what the other person is wearing, but talk to your pianist. If they're wearing black, then they can wear a color. I mean, just don't wear reds that clash.
Red and green, not the combination. But
unless it's a Christmas concert.
Right. We do encourage our pianists to wear, different colors, so that adds a little bit liveness to the performance. It's not always we wanted to keep it black, but I have to say, if you don't know what to wear, black is always the safest color for everybody.
Okay. Did we forget anything?
Probably the last thing is that if we have a very enthusiastic audience, so what do you do after you take your bow, you go back, and you please don't wait there for them to continue to clap. You almost run back on, and then you stand right under the light, take a second bow, or even third if you're really, if they really like your performance. Oftentimes I find students would be waiting in the back and wait and not knowing, should I go back? Or you bet, we want to see you back on the stage, so don't wait, come back right away.
And often you don't have to go back to where the performance area was. You don't go all the way back to where the piano. You come kind of right, and you stand side by side, and you bow again. So you don't have to go all the way back to the piano. It takes too long. Okay? Now, this group at this School of Music is infamous. Okay? Here and at evening concerts for clapping for 3 seconds and then stopping. And the poor schlub that's walking off the stage is walking off to silence. Now, when you get up here and do this, you're going to feel how that feels. The love has died. Okay? So please love them all the way into the wings. That's part of your job, okay? You want them to feel like, thank you, you did a great job. We appreciated you. So as students of music who are performing for a living, do that for each other. Really give each other that enthusiastic applause all the way so you can't see them anymore. Because I see that it distresses me every time. I hear, oh, next. That's so sad. Okay? Come on, we're here. This is hard. This is so hard. Congratulations on picking something that's really difficult to do. Okay? So it's difficult, so don't make it harder for your colleagues. Be happy and make them want to do it. Make them want to get up here. Do it as often as you can. I know it's a scary thing. This is a very scary thing. If you haven't done it yet, the first time you'll go home and cry for an hour, okay? Or something. Okay, but it's okay. You'll get to do it again, and you'll be better the next time. So this class gives you an advantage. That's what it's for. To give you an advantage to come up here and practice your craft, and do it, and put it in front of people. And it may not always be perfect, and that's okay. You all are learning. You're students. That's why your name is a student, and not a professional, okay? So just take advantage of the class. All right, I think we're done, and I will turn the mic over to Dr. Wong-David to talk about pianist issues.
Thank you, Professor. So, let me give you a little bit of background about myself. Some of you here obviously know me already, but some of you may have not had a chance. I see a lot of familiar faces. This year marks my 20th year at University of Louisiana Lafayette. So I've been serving on the faculty since 1999. Time just passed by very quickly. So my role here varies, so many areas. I certainly won't get into all, but playing with faculties, student recitals. How many of you here have worked with me in the recital settings? Okay? So how many of you here have worked with me in the jury settings? Okay? How about competitions? And how about operas? All right, see quite a few. And how many of you I actually have coached in recitals, the operas? So, there you go. My hands are sort of extended in many areas. But what I'm going to say today is not about me and what I do. It's really about your success during your 4 years here. I'm going to focus my talking in 3 areas. One is the recital preparation, because obviously you will need a pianist. So raise your hands if you're doing recital this semester or next semester. Okay, quite a few. Are you doing it with a pianist involved? Raise your hand. So, quite a few. Some of you already know, and some of you don't, and maybe you will need to know for the semester ahead. So let me quickly focus on the specific but important elements. I think it's all about planning and coordination. The recital, usually we start with the selected music, right? And this part, of course, you will start by talking with your professors. For a pianist point of view, advanced notice is a must. You may wonder how much time are we talking about in advance. I will tell you this, right now, this semester, I'll be playing 5 recitals, working with 5 different individuals. I was booked for this 6 months ahead of time. So at any given moment, I have 4 to 5 hours of music if I play everything just once from the beginning to the end. You probably are not aware of that. So for that 4 to 5 hours of music, think about how much time I spent to practice on my own, and then to rehearse, and then to go to those lessons. So that just for recital, not to mention other stuff that I'll be talking a little bit. So 5 to 6 months of advanced planning is definitely needed. And once you have your recital repertoire picked up and go to your teacher's recommendation for your recital pianist, because we're now looking at a great group of great musicians who have very solid music training. In other words, you're playing very difficult music. And that said, it's not just that your music is being difficult, the piano part is also demanding probably more so in some cases. It also means it will involve a lot of rehearsal times together, learning from slow to up to the speed. So, plenty. And then the next stage is to find hearing dates. The hearing dates right now, the school of music requires all of the students who are having a recital to do it 2 weeks prior to your designated dates. So if you're doing it on May 15th, you better have your jury hearings, recital hearings done on the 1st. Occasionally, because my time and schedule conflict, we would do a little bit before or a little bit after, but overall, 2 weeks minimum. Then the next thing you wanted to communicate with your pianist is about dress rehearsal time and then the actual performance time. From the beginning to the start, you really have to contact your pianist right away and don't wait. Always take an initiative on every step. And don't wait, as I said, if you have me for the semester, if I have to have 5 hours practicing for all those musics, just play once, you can imagine how busy I will be. So don't expect me to go after you. It's your responsibility to contact me or whoever your pianist might be. The second event that will involve a pianist is recital hours or the competitions. I think some of you, Tyron, you've done it. Maddie, you've done a concerto competition. Anybody here have performed in the past for the recital hours? Okay. So for recital hours, concerto competitions, I would recommend anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. It's the time you must contact your pianist. So when I say between 2 to 4, because some of the pieces are sight readable. In that case, 2 weeks is sufficient. But for concerto competition, some of the pieces are so difficult, 4 weeks is minimum. So you may want to go talk to your teacher first. He or she usually has a very good idea about who and when you should do this, okay? The last thing is probably involve a lot of people here. How many of you will need a pianist for your semester juries? Yeah, look around. I will say this is an important and very complicated, difficult issue. Every year we run into a lot of problems, largely because we're in such a shortage for pianists. So aside from my involvement, we have 3 graduate piano assistants who can take on some, and we have very few community pianists who are willing to take on some. And we have some of the good undergraduate piano students who are taking my collaborative chamber music courses. I make them to take on some. But still, I think the School of Music now, on average, we have probably safe to say more than 100 students who will do juries of all kinds. So there are only a handful of us, less than 10 for sure, all sources combined. You can imagine that pianists are hot items. And towards that end, in the past few years, I've worked hard to recruit students from China. Some of you probably remember Tianbo. Yes. And some of you know Sihui now. And those 2 are my students now. They're dedicated collaborative pianists, and they work here day and night. But still, my point is this. We are so short of pianists, and that said, it requires you to even more plan ahead, think about what you can do about this. So where to start? Normally, I would say go ahead and talk to your teacher right away at the beginning of the semester and settle down that jury piece selection. I think the vocal students, you already have your 4 or 5 songs picked, right? And then the instrumentalist usually takes a little time because you don't know yet, you have skills, you have technical stuff, etudes. You are waiting to see what pieces you will do for your jury. But the point is, as soon as you know, go ahead, ask your teacher, who should I go ask? Who should I work with as far as the pianist goes? Because he or she, again, will know how difficult the piano part is. And that is the key for you to locate a quality pianist who's willing, who is capable of handling your repertoire. Okay, so it's never too early when I say in advance. Probably the first week, the second week. Think about that. I, in the past, have posted some list of available pianists who can do the juries, but unfortunately, this list now gets smaller and smaller and smaller, shorter and shorter. Why is that? Because the community pianists are dropping out. They say, well, we don't have that much time. We don't want it to come for that person, that one piece, to drive here, and plus that piece is so difficult. And then for the fees that I'm going to collect, that's just not worth it. And that's one huge realistic difficulties that we're facing. And we're trying to find the ways. But for you just to know that you will be challenged in this area. Recitals, we usually can manage. But concerto competitions, we also can find ways to help you. But the jury is really, a lot of times, I'm out of resources, so to speak. So to summarize my little talk today is that in the three major areas that you need to pay attention to as far as involving a pianist is recital, is recital performance / concerto competitions, and finally, jury preparations. In all areas, I would say the communication plays the key role, the planning plays the most important role too. And include your pianist from the very beginning and throughout all the steps to the very end. Because without that, I mentioned at the very beginning, your success will not be complete. And we're all here to help you to achieve a group success or a duo, trio success. So it's for that very purpose that I urge you to take what I said today, to digest it, and to practice in good faith. And my office is down the hallway, room 133. Should you have any specific questions when you come to those kind of situations, welcome to knock on my door, and I'll help you. And that's all. If you have any questions, you may ask. Otherwise, you are dismissed. Any questions today? Any questions? Yes, Maddie?
Can you mention when should they pay their pianist?
Oh, the only paid service is in the jury area, at least as far as I know. We're trying every advantage we can to cover the recitals, but not always. But I'm just talking in terms of jury because it involves more people. You wanted to pay your pianist at the first time when you rehearse with them. What we ask is that the pianists are they are contracted with you. So with that agreement, they must rehearse with you once, and then they must go to the lessons with you to your teacher studio once, so that counts 2 services, and then they do the final jury performances. We have a minimum fee, but I don't think that fee is fair, to be honest with you. Some of you, like Maddie, plays huge program, and Tyron has done some significant pieces, Sarah, so if it's a paid service, I leave it up to the pianist and you to negotiate. Some of you in the past have told me, I really don't care, I'm more than willing to pay them more if the pianist could give me 1 or 2 more rehearsals. So by all means, pursue that method, because again, it's for your success and it's for the good teamwork. But thank you, Maddie. Pay at the first time when you meet, and do not wait until the jury is over. I think that's not a good way to recognize the pianist's work. Any other questions? All right, well, have a good day. We'll see you around.